What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Casey and we are kicking off another amazing adventure. We are road tripping from Vancouver, British Columbia all the way down the west coast to the Rubicon Trail located in Northern California. This is a 1,500 kilometer road trip that we're going to do over the next 2 days. Nothing beats a good road trip, guys. There's always something that goes wrong along the way. There's always a lot of fun, some cool places to grab a bite to eat, and we're going to be camping at a couple really neat spots on the way down. Mount Shasta in Northern California is going to be our first camp tonight, so we've got a huge drive ahead of us today. Hopefully everything goes smoothly for Chris flat towing his JK behind his Jeep. It's kind of a unique setup. And then tomorrow morning we're going to get a good early start as we make our way down from Mount Shasta and up towards Lake Tahoe to the east, because the Rubicon Trail is located between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. Then I'm going to show you guys where you can camp and stage before you hit the Rubicon.
7 a.m. check-in. We've stopped for fuel. Chris is flat towing the Jeep and he's having some problems. It's swaying. Tell you, just gotta drive your Jeep places. Give it a retighten. So Chris flat tows his JK around behind his big diesel truck. It's been pretty good in the past, like we've never had any issues, but it seems to be going back and forth as we cruise down the highway. Give it a little retorque. And we got Jack and Heather. They've also got an eco diesel, so I wonder what their fuel economy would be like versus ours with the giant tent that we just stuck on here. Maybe we'll do a little comparison as we go. Charlie, hello. Hello. Hi. All right, we're gonna get back in the rigs and oh, carry on if you can still hear me, but put this thing in the background.
All right, 8 o'clock check-in. It is exactly 8 a.m. guys. We just made it to Seattle. Seattle's kind of a cool city, so we're just passing right through, right underneath the city, and past the Space Needle and downtown. The interstate goes right underneath all of the buildings and the core of the city, but it can be a lot of traffic coming through here. I try to check in about every hour, update you guys where we've gotten to, where we're at.
We had to stop again because Chris's Jeep is still swaying like crazy behind his truck, so we're gonna take a look at the tire pressures and see if that's causing it. So we flat towed this a lot of places, never had an issue before. What's your pressure at?
28.
28?
Yeah. It's usually what I run them at.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I guess just like...
Yeah.
Maybe put some more air in them. Especially that's hot. That's 28 hot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running at 37 right now hot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to try.
I can pull up with my Kraken.
So I don't what you guys run for tire pressure. I usually like to travel at like 36 cold on the big road trips, 32 around town, and I find that's pretty good because you usually get up to like 38 to 40 on the highway, but it seems nice for rolling. So I think maybe we put some more air in the tires because they're pretty soft. But Chris does have 35, so they're smaller, not as much sidewall to deal with. At this point, we don't have a lot of options if we can't tow it. We have to leave the truck somewhere and drive the Jeep. Chris has brought his tires up to 37 PSI. We'll see if that improves the swing. I mean, it's weird because it's never done it before, so it's got to be something different today. And we're gonna give it a test drive. Ideally, we don't leave the truck somewhere. I have to see if I know anybody that lives in the Tacoma area if we leave the truck somewhere. And we're gonna give it a little test drive on the I-5, get back on the highway. Always something, guys. There's always something going on with these trips. That's why we plan with extra time, leave early, not to be in a rush, so we're not stressed out when something happens unexpectedly.
All right, 9 o'clock check-in. Just a couple minutes after 9. We're just passing through Tacoma, which is the sort of large city just below Seattle. We pulled over one more time because Chris was still having issues towing his JK. It's still floating all over the place. We dropped the air pressure down to 20 PSI. That seems to be helping. I think it's kind of masking a greater issue that's going on. Maybe there's something loose in the steering. I don't know. We flat towed this thing to Moab and to Idaho, and like all over the place. So it's not like it's new. It's not the first time we've done this. It seems to be better with 20 PSI, but we're just kind of waiting to kind of make a decision on what we can do. Chris would drive the JK down if we have to, so that would mean we'd have to find somewhere to leave the truck, maybe at like a hotel or airport or something, I don't know.
10 o'clock stop, just didn't stop for fuel, but I think to get some drinks. Got the essential road trip snack here. Corn nut, how's it feeling? Not great, but not good?
Yeah.
Tolerable? Something must have happened in your steering or something that's causing it to have a bit of wiggle.
Just had the alignment check before we left.
Oh yeah? Everything's tight though in your steering components? Keep going with it?
Yes.
Alright, stay tuned for the saga of Chris's Jeep behind the truck. Let's see if we get to the Rubicon with the truck and a Jeep. Alright, next update in an hour. First we need a drink. We are keeping our beverages cold with the EcoFlow Glacier in the back, which really actually kind of fits nicely between the seat and my Tuffy security deck. Got some caffeine for later. Still got to get groceries. We're not going to do this whole trip on mustard, Jello, monsters, and sparkling water. So, you know, it's self-powered because this has got a battery in it that keeps it running for, well, it depends on how warm it is and how cold you want to be, but we've got, I don't know, a day or two and dual zone, so we can set it to be a freezer on one side and a fridge on the other. And then powering everything, we've got my EcoFlow Delta Max, which has 2,000 watt hours. It's keeping all my batteries charged, my lantern charged, runs my heater if I need to in my tent. So that fits perfectly right next to it. And if we wanted, we could still use the 40% side of the seat. I could flip that up. Just a perfect fit for the 60% side of the Jeep. And a little ledge to put your drinks down on. All right, let's get back on the road. We didn't fuel up here because gas and diesel. Diesel is $5.79 a gallon and gas is $4.89 a gallon. So gonna see if we get down to Oregon before we fill up. Because Oregon doesn't have sales tax and maybe we'll have some cheaper fuel. I don't know. It's just after 11 o'clock, 11:15, and we just made it to Oregon. We just crossed over the border between the states, which is a cool old, I don't know, green iron steel bridge, whatever, that crosses the Columbia River, which separates Oregon and Washington State. So, all right, 12:15 check-in, and we just pulled over a second because Gretchen, we're gonna swap drivers with Heather. We just happened to stop at a weigh scale that's closed, so I pulled up onto it. The EcoDiesel with 1/3 of tank of fuel weighs 6,950 pounds with all my gear and everything in it. So if anybody was ever wondering, we're probably 7,000 pounds with.
Wait, we're not ready.
We're probably 7,000 pounds with me, the driver. I'm 200 some odd pounds and a full tank of fuel. So not bad. I wonder what the Demonator weighs. I'm gonna have to find a scale and do that. All right, we're good. Some of you guys may or may not know, but I like to go to Del Taco when I'm in the States, and we're near Del Taco. We don't have Del Taco in Canada, and I like it. I don't care what you guys say. And I really like a carne asada, probably not saying that right, carne asada Cali burrito. It's got the French fries in it. It's delicious. And then we throw some Del Inferno sauce on there. So that's what we're having for lunch today, guys. It is 1:45. We're in Salem, Oregon. So we've got about, I think, was it 4.5, 5 hours left in our drive. Right now, if we leave right now, we get there, I think, about 5:30 or 6. If we can get there before 7, that'd be great, because then I can set up camp in the light. We can show you guys this new tent that we put on in the last video, and it'd be a good day, good drive. So I'm gonna enjoy this lunch and then get back in the Jeep. Everybody else is taking a break, taking a washroom break. It is hot. It is like, I don't know, what, 25, 27 degrees Celsius. So, I don't know, somewhere in the 80s Fahrenheit. Super warm. Got a little Dr. Pepper to go with it. Fast food, road trip life. It's just always something, guys. We stopped for fuel. The one truck stop we picked We just go to start fueling up and the whole thing shuts down. It says POS unavailable. So it's just like one of those days where we just can't make time. And so we pulled off the highway to stop here, and I think we're just gonna hop back in, and we've got enough fuel for like 50 or 60 kilometers more. So a day of small problems over and over and over. Right now, I think we'll make it to camp around 6:30, maybe 7, depending on what else goes on. I really want to get there before dark. All right, 4 p.m. update. We've just been driving for the last couple hours. Pretty uneventful, but Chris's Jeep is getting worse towing. So we've just pulled off the highway here, and he's gonna detach the JK from the truck and drive both vehicles and get us to camp tonight. We got about 225 kilometers to go, so a couple hours. And then I think tomorrow we'll see if we can rent a U-Haul trailer, because he's just having a nightmarish time. But let's go check out what's going on. Ooh, it's loud out here. Oh, it's hot too. It's like 30 degrees out here. We probably should have stopped in the shade. Yeah, this is probably the best way to go for now. Sort this out in the morning. Because the worst case is tomorrow you drive 2 hours, 3 hours to Sacramento, and we get a trailer. Oh, the old JK. It's gone so far. Can't be towed anymore. So, and, you know, we've towed this thing all over the place. It's not like this is our first time flat towing it. So, it is what it is. All right, get this unhooked. Get back on the road. We're doing a camp at about 6:45 right now. Might be close to 7 o'clock. Maybe the sun will still be up, hopefully. I'd like to see camp. All right, I just had a quick look at Google. There's a U-Haul trailer rental place that might have an auto trailer in, what is it? Medford? It's called Rogue Valley, but I think it's Medford. So it's a little bit from here, an hour from here. Just on the other side of Grants Pass. Or is it? Hear me? Yeah, gotcha. We're gonna go check it out, see if we can grab a trailer before they close. We'll be there, and if not, we can maybe figure out another situation. Otherwise, we'll just woo, gotta go. Otherwise, we'll just drive the Jeep to camp and sort this out tomorrow. But U-Haul in Medford. We're gonna see if we can find a trailer. And it is hot. It's 35 degrees Celsius. That would be 100 in Fahrenheit.
Did we just crash the whole parking lot?
Yeah, we just had a Jeep meet here at the U-Haul Moving Supplies and Custom Hitches location.
Crashed the Medford U-Haul.
The truck is loud. Oh, there's a helicopter or something going on behind us. Is that a helicopter or something making all that noise? Loud, whatever that is, that's loud. See what Chris can figure out, but I'm gonna go inside because it's too hot out here. Just finished up here at U-Haul. Looks like they've got a trailer that Chris is gonna get, and he's gonna tow it, and then we'll leave it. We're gonna go ahead while they load up the trailer because we gotta grab a bite to eat. Chris and Faye don't need something later. Grab a bite to eat in Mount Shasta as we get to the KOA. So it's about an hour and a half away from where we are now in Medford. Are we in Oregon or California?
We're in Oregon.
We're in Medford, Oregon. So we got an hour and a half to go. We'll catch up with Chris and Faye on their trailer. One of those crazy road trip days, guys. Just how it goes. Whatever that is, it's super loud. It smells like forest fire. It's super hot. Get back in the air-conditioned Jeep. Go. We just summited Grants Pass here. 4,310, I think it was. I didn't get to see the name of the mountain because there was a semi blocked it last second, but I just saw the altitude, 4,000 feet. That's wild. And we've got this huge 6% downgrade for the next many miles. So my ears are popping coming down here though. So much elevation change so quickly. Super smoky though coming through here. Must be a fire somewhere in the region. It's really, really low visibility. Crazy. Whoa.
Welcome to California.
Welcome to California. It ended up being super late last night when we got into camp. Once again, it was pitch black. It was like 9:30 by the time we got food and fuel and everything. But here we are in the day. We can actually see the camp, and we've got these beautiful redwood trees all around us. We're at the Mount Shasta KOA. KOAs are kind of great when you're on the road and you need to get in late. They put your reservation on board. You just grab it when you come in. Your campsite's reserved. And when you get up in the morning, they have nice, clean facilities and showers. Tonight we're going to camp at Lon Lake, just outside the gatekeeper of the Rubicon Trail. So we've got about 6 hours of driving today. We're getting a bit later start. It's 7:45, but I've been up for a little while. The only problem with this campsite is there's a train track really close to it. 4:15 this morning, there was loud train whistles that probably woke everybody up unless you can't hear anything when you sleep. Now you can finally see the Roof Nest Falcon Pro out in the wild. Huge thanks to Ryan at Modular Rocks for throwing this on here and letting me use this for the week. I'm gonna finish this coffee and get going. We'll go check on Chris and Faye, and Gretchen's in the background there just packing up the swag with Charlie. And we've got Jack and Heather in their green tent with their eco-diesel as well. And they actually were seeing fuel economy. I know some of you guys like fuel economy. Their eco-diesel, without all the weight and load and all that stuff, they were getting about 10 liters per 100 kilometers up at the MPGs here, where I was getting about 11.5. So I was in the front leading the pack. So I think that has a little bit to do with it. But also, as we weighed the Jeep on that scale, we're 7,000 pounds. Skid plates underneath, rooftop tent, all that stuff. Where they have a lighter wheel tire combo, no skid plates, no rooftop tent, soft top. So I bet they're probably 1,000 pounds lighter as well. Anyways, just a little fuel economy info for the eco-diesel crowd that follows the channel. So, all right, I'm gonna pack this up and let's get the day going.
Currently 9:15, and we're just coming down from the Mount Shasta KOA on the I-5 and going through a pretty crazy section of forest fire, of an area that looks like it was hit by the forest fires maybe last year. I'm not totally sure, but the whole area around the highway is completely burned out. Anybody knows when the fire came through here, I imagine it closed the highway and everything because it was on both sides. Crazy, but just checking in as we hit the highway, get the road trip going. We're on target to drop off the trailer and Chris's truck around noon today. We're gonna stop for fuel, some coffee in about half an hour or so. So we'll check in and see how that trailer's doing with towing the JK rather than flat towing, but looks like it's already a lot better. So we'll see how that goes.
All right, guys, we made it to Lon Lake. What a long day since the last check-in. We've accomplished a lot. We stopped at In-N-Out, got some burgers because we don't have an In-N-Out up in Canada, and it's always a good lunch stop on the way. Then we met up with Mike from Metal Cloak, dropped off Chris's trailer, unloaded the JK, stopped and grabbed some groceries, and then there's a fuel stop about 30 miles from where we are. We're at the Lon Lake North Shore Campground. The entrance gatekeeper to the Rubicon is right there. So we're gonna be starting that in the morning, and it was a fun little drive to get up here. And so we made it up before 6 o'clock. Another 10-hour day of driving, but here we are. This is all a paved campground, so you can come up here with anything. There's lots of parking, walk-in campsites at Lon Lake here. We're gonna pop the tent and make a stir fry for dinner and prepare for the crazy adventure for the next couple days. So we're gonna have a few rigs out. We'll have obviously the eco-diesel on 37s. We've got Jack and Heather's also eco-diesel on 37s. Chris and Faye, they have the JK with us on 35s. Gretchen is currently scaling a rock, but we're gonna have a Gladiator on 37s as well on the trip. And then Metal Cloak Mike, we're gonna call him Metal Cloak Mike for the whole trip. He's bringing his TJ on 35, so that should be interesting. And another friend of mine from Instagram, Ryan Utah, he's got a 2-door JL on 40s. So that should be pretty interesting. A nice array and mix of vehicles for the trip. And well, if the rest of the Rubicon Trail is as beautiful as this, I can't wait to get out there. So guys, make sure you subscribe. We're gonna have Rubicon, the rest of the Rubicon series actually on the Rubicon. A couple videos coming up, and can't wait to show you guys my perspective, my experience on this famous trail. So hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We're almost there. You can check out some behind the scenes on my Patreon page, patreon.com/KC250. Follow me on Instagram as well. Let me know if you have any questions about coming up here and our trip so far. Leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. I'll see you on the Rubicon.